Bonjour everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new video in which we're gonna talk once more about Uprising. Of course the mod is not here for too long, so I think every single question you would have about this mod is subject to a video. And this time is no exception, because today we're gonna talk about something a subscriber asked me personally in DM. He told me, Pantoufleee, if we don't die not a single time in Uprising game mode, do we have some kind of a bonus when it comes to experience or even credits? And I thought it could be a good idea to put that into a video simply because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are asking themselves this specific question. So in this replay here, which is gonna be probably one of the most boring Uprising games you ever saw, simply over the fact that if we don't die, of course we don't have any perks, and if we don't have any perks, of course Uprising doesn't taste as good as when you are able to play it with double shot, for example. But hey, we are doing this for science, guys. Today we are not here to have fun, we are here to understand how mechanisms in Blists work. Anyway, let's go back to the replay. It's actually a pretty good question to ask, simply because you could expect wargaming when you don't die a single time, which is something quite hard to achieve, simply over the fact that the more people die, the more they get perks, the more they get perks, the more you are exposed to dying, because most of the time when you finish a game, you end up with the two guys in each teams being able to literally one-shot each other if you manage to get yourself Yak Shell, Chain Lightning, Inferno, all those kind of abilities stacked up, which is gonna make it a one-shot game or a one-shot party for pretty much everybody. And so you could expect wargaming to reward those players that did not die. Maybe in credits, maybe in experience, who knows. We're gonna see at the end of that battle what is gonna occur. Anyway, let's jump a little bit on the playstyle, and especially if, like me, you want to do a video, or even just a single replay of yourself not dying in Uprising, let me give you some tips, because it's actually something quite hard to achieve. First thing first, let's evacuate that straight. If you don't have the right team, you will not be able to do that, simply because if you already lose at the beginning of the battle by 7 tanks, of course they are gonna smack your ass and it's over for you. Sometimes you need the team, and this is one of the few times where you actually need your team to be strong. So without a team, you can forget about that. Second thing, you need to play something that has a good mobility. Let me explain to you why. If you play, maybe let's say a mouse, alright, no problem, as you have a mouse, you can bounce shots. The problem is, the more time passes, the more your enemies will unlock the Inferno perks. I want to remind you that when you have Inferno, you don't need to penetrate the tank to do damage. Therefore, at one point into the game, when you are the only one that doesn't have any perks and your enemies are all on their second or third life, if you want to survive, the only way to do it is avoiding shells, not actually bouncing anything. And to do that, you need mobility, because that's thanks to mobility that you will be able to avoid shots. And as you don't want to use any perks because you don't want to die a single time, you need a tank that has a good base mobility, because if you take, let's say, a current of an action 10, but you wait for the second life to get yourself the supernatural power, if I remember correctly, that's the thing that modify your mobility, you will not be able to achieve it on your first life. You will have to die at least one time. And that's why in this replay, by the way, I'm playing the Pantoufleee, which is in my opinion the perfect combination between a really effective gun if you need to destroy some targets, combined with an effective mobility. Now, third thing, talking about the gun, you need something you can rely on. Simply because, and I'm talking about the Pantoufleee here, because Pantoufleee has an auto-reloading mechanism, which means you can either play it like a regular tank with one shell per shot, or you can play it like an autoloader, and therefore it adapts way better to any kind of situations than any other tanks of the same tier. Autoloaders will need you to burst all your shells on your opponents before reloading, whereas auto reloader will allow you to be even more flexible on the battlefield, and that's exactly what you are looking for when you are playing in Uprising, trying not to die a single time. If you don't manage to get yourself a tank that can do both mobility and gun, it's over for you. Now that we talk about the little tips I could give you to actually manage not to lose any life in Uprising, let's go back straight into the subject. Is it really worth it for you not to die a single time in Uprising? I know it's a challenge for most of the people, but in the end, if there is no reward, you should probably die if there is no reward. You know why? Because the more you die, the more you unlock perks that will allow you to snap your opponents quite easily, therefore making more damage. And if you don't have any rewards for not dying, it means that you need to die in order to maximize your damage, and therefore at the end of the game getting more experience and money. But it can be a good challenge for you if you want to have fun at least one time. It's just, let's be honest, it just feels like everybody's overpowered but you, and you are trying to find your way to the victory without being the guy everybody wants to focus. And I was quite lucky to find this game where nobody knew me, because most of the time when I'm playing Uprising, there is at least one guy that really wants to get me because I'm a YouTuber, and he goes around again and again and again until he kills me. Like, he's obsessed by that. But here it did not happen, because as you can see, the last guy is right there, and pook! Thank you, AMXAC46, thanks for coming. There is the Leo that just died. We did not die a single time. We managed to get ourselves nearly 1,000 points, and that's the moment where everybody is deceived. Look at the number of credits I did. For those of you who saw my video called my 3 things to do in Uprising, you saw that I did way more credits because I didn't die a single time. And I find it a little bit lame that Wargaming did not try to actually get some boost for people that never died. I think it would be a good idea or a good option, something to add into the game. It would make it more intense for people that really want to achieve that challenge. Because, yeah, I did 7k damage. Yes, I ended up being the first one of my team, which is really strange when you think about it, because I was the only one not having any single good perks. But, hey, sometimes you don't have the best team and you still win, and it appears that it's the case. No, more seriously, I think Wargaming should try something for that. They should at least give us the possibility of getting more credits. I'm not necessarily talking about experience, but they should add some kind of a bonus when you manage to finish off that game without dying a single time. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this idea, because as you can see here, I only did 150,000 credits, whereas if I show you, let's say, yeah, let's take that game, and I'm gonna try to show you how much credits I did here on this game. I died 2 times, sorry, and I managed to do 10k damage, and look at the number of credits, which is way higher. Do I deserve more credits and experience because I did more damage but died twice, or should I get more credits because I didn't die a single time on the first game? The bets are open. Take yours. Anyway, I'm gonna end the video here, guys. It was just a quick question that was easy to actually answer, and I really wanted to do a video on that to answer to that viewer especially, but in a video, because that's what he wanted. So if you recognize yourself, congratulations, mate, you made me do a video for you. And I'm gonna see you soon, probably for a new video, don't worry, or maybe a stream, even if for the streams I'm a little bit struggling right now, simply because my exams are really close. Thank you all for watching. Au revoir.